Hello friends, how are we doing today? It's fair. We're having some English breakfast today. This one's for you. Remember at some point to get up, to stretch a little bit, to drink some water, take your meds if that applies to you, to eat something if you can. And I hope that you remember that you are loved, you matter. I'm so glad you're here with me. And I hope that you have an amazing day, or do what you need to do to survive the day. Cheers. Oh, yes. How about a story? So we are continuing to hear the adventures of the tortoise in my book of African myths and legends. This story comes from the Lamba people of southern Africa and is called The Name of the Tree. In a time of famine, all the animals gathered near a tree full of wonderful fruit, which could not be gathered unless the right name of the tree was mentioned, and built their huts there. When the fruit ripened, Wakalulu, Mr. Little Hare, went to the chief of the tree and asked him its name. The chief answered, "When you arrive, just stand still and say, Uwungalima." The hare started on his way back, but when he had reached the outskirts of his village, he tripped, and the name went out of his head. Trying to recover it, he kept saying to himself, Uwungaliyense? Uwuntulumba datumba? What? When he arrived, the animals asked, "What is the name, Little Hare, of these things?" But he could only stammer the wrong words, and not a fruit fell. Next morning 2 buffaloes arose and tried their luck. It seems to have been considered safer to send 2, but on their return both tripped and forgot the word. In answer to their eager questions, he said, Uwumbelakiwanana? Owuntulumbatumba, or which of course could not help matters. Then 2 elands were sent, with the same result. Then the lion went, and though he took care to repeat the word over and over again on the way home, he too tripped against the obstacle and forgot it. Then all the animals, the roans and the sables, the mongooses, all came to an end going there, and they all just returned in vain. Then the tortoise went to the chief and asked for the name. He had it repeated more than once to make sure, and then set out on a slow and cautious journey. He traveled a great distance, and then said, Uwungalima. Again he reached the outskirts of the village, and again he said, Uwungalima. Then he arrived in the village and reached his house and had a smoke. When he had finished smoking, the people arrived and said, "What is it, Tortoise?" Mr. Tortoise went out and said, Uwungalima. The fruit pelted down. The people just covered the place, all the animals picking up. They sat down again. In the morning they said, "Go, Mr. Tortoise." And Mr. Tortoise came out and said, Uwungalima. Again, numberless fruits pelted down. Then they began praising Mr. Tortoise, saying, "Mr. Tortoise is chief because he knows the name of these fruits." This happened again and again, till the fruit came to an end and the animals dispersed to seek subsistence elsewhere. So, in the Benga country, the grateful beasts proclaimed Kudu, the tortoise, as their second chief, and the python, Mbama, having been their sole ruler hitherto. We shall have 2 kings, Kudu and Mbama, each at his end of the country. For the one with his wisdom told what was fit to be eaten, and the other with his skill brought the news. The end. There are several more tortoise stories, so I've been really enjoying these. They've been fun. Let me know what you think of the story. And I had some kind of clever send-off, but I forgot what it was. So I'm just going to pre-read the next one and send you on your way. It is time for your next adventure. I'll miss you. Cheers.